Citizens, I'm LensNation, and in this video I'm doing an artist's review of MISC Hull-B's design. This is a deep dive into the design elements and the visual language of the Hull-B. I'm an artist, a creative producer in real life, and for the past 2 years I've been sharing a lot of Star Citizen ship artworks in pencils and digital medium that you might have seen here and there. Now, in my previous ship design review I shared the Aura Mark II artwork. I wanted to share the Hull-B artwork in this video, but I haven't drawn that yet, and I still need at least 2 days to draw the Hull-B, and I didn't want to delay this video. So instead I will share with you a print-ready high-resolution file of my original artwork of the younger brother, Hull-A. There are 60 first-come, first-served copies of this artwork available to grab. Now, the Hull-B artwork I will share in my next artist review video, which will be of the UTV, and the UTV artwork I will share in the next ship design review video. So our ship artworks will be one ship behind. So please go ahead, go to my Ko-fi and grab your free copy of the Hull-A. Now let's get into the design elements of Hull-B. And remember, I'm coming at this from an artist's point of view, just the design and the looks. When I look at Hull-B, the first thing that comes through is how polished the design feels. There's a real sense of elegance in the surface treatment. Everything flows smoothly. It almost has this organic quality, like you're flying a sleek silver fish. Now that will change with a different skin, of course. What stands out is how strongly it signals quality. It gives off this quiet, premium confidence. While flying it, I feel like a luxury cargo hauler. I deserve this. I got this. I feel like I'm invincible. I don't think I can even get pirated in this ship while doing cargo hauling. Okay, that's a bit too much. I don't think I'm safe from piracy, but it gives me that feeling. I feel empowered by this design. On broad strokes, a lot of different MISC design DNA of the Star Lancer is coming together in the Hull-B. Design brief is simple. Design Hull-A as if it was Star Lancer and call it Hull-B. You can see the Hull-A side wings, the air ducts, top spoiler, rear cover, and even the vertical shafts brought forward to Hull-B with the Star Lancer's visual hierarchy. I do like the Star Lancer design language, and seems like CIG is also quite happy with it. And going forward, we will have MISC ships fall into the same cohesive visual identity. The MISC design language of the new ships, but more of the Freelancer series, have always reminded me of H.R. Giger's artworks of the Dune world. This one in particular. Even though Giger's Dune artworks are set in the medieval future of Dune, what the MISC ships feel to me is as if you take Giger's artwork design language and make it more mainstream, make it more commercially acceptable, and still keep the DNA of the erotic, grotesque curves, which are surreal at times. One thing I know for sure is that MISC design language definitely comes from the 1920s and the 1930s of the Art Deco style. So what I would like to define this is futurist Art Deco. If you look at some of the cars from that era, especially the Phantom Corsair, the Stout Scarab there, like this one, just chop it, extend it. That's an old school Hull-B right there. The Hispanzo Suiza, that car is so much like MISC design language. With Hull-B, that Art Deco futurist style has been perfected. Hull-B receives all the visual cues of what is good about the MISC design language. The beauty of the Hull-B is the way the design flows. The canopy lines, the arcs, the curves, starting from the front, going to the back, the way they flow and converge into different parts of the ship is grace. They're not just visual cues, but they're also directing your eyes to where they should be looking. The docking port and the rear peaking bay kind of stand out in the whole design, and they are a break from the rest of the smooth design, but they do serve a purpose. What is that purpose? I'll talk about that in just a bit. When I look at Hull-B, I get the feeling of a ship being stretched in space. It's a polished, streamlined object, but elongated in a very deliberate way. And this feeling of being stretched in space is further enhanced when you unfold it. The design is already hinting at this behavior in its folded state. The visual language is doing a lot of the work up front. You can see it in the way the lines travel across the body, curves that originate at the nose and carry all the way through, gradually transitioning into other elements. That continuity creates a strong sense of flow and direction. So when the ship does extend, it doesn't feel like a gimmick. It feels like a natural conclusion of the design. Even the cargo boxes align with the body as compared to the Hull-C. They have made cargo boxes look smooth in Hull-B. Now there's hardly any abrupt and out of place design in this shape. The docking port obviously stands out, but look at it. This octagonal shape, it is asymmetric. The rear of this octagon is different from the front of the octagon. They could have made it the same, but they didn't. When does this happen to a shape? When you stretch it from one side. Those panel lines around it, they further give you the impression of this ship being stretched on its horizontal axis. The natural shape of the wings, which is very pleasing, but if you pay attention, is also just like the docking port. It's being stretched on one side. The air ducts on the top, look at the way they stretch all the way to the 2/3 of the ship. These small depressions in the front of these air ducts, how elongated they are. Everything could have been short and compact, but that's not the design language they're going for. The design philosophy of the Hull-B is stretch. It's very intentional. Even the front canopy looks like it's being stretched on its horizontal axis. Everything is elongated on the horizontal axis. Stretch it. And it's beautiful. They've moved away from quite a circular design of the Hull-A and the Hull-C, but they're going more towards the Starlancer elongated oval canopy. Beautiful. Bring it to the freelancers as well. In Hull-B, the primary design element is the smooth, shiny, curvaceous exterior body. To break that, you have the contrasting element, which is the secondary design element of these black rubber parts with vertical lines. This design element was defined in the Starlancer, and these two contrasting elements define the new MISC ships. You can see these kind of contrasting elements in a lot of electronic products in real life. However, they only work if you control them and not let them overpower the primary design element. The secondary design element is on the rear wing, on the front profile of the body, here on the canopy. Then you have the tertiary design elements in the shape of small design features like these irregular coils that weave around the ship's body at different places without any symmetry. You have a lot of other elements like lights, thrusters, windows, but they're all placeables and functional to an extent. These coils, do they really need to be there? What is the reason for these coils? Do they work? If you remove them from the ship, you have a very smooth surface. However, with one stroke, you removed the utilitarian aspect of the Hull-B. Now it's a luxury liner. Tertiary elements, despite seeming inconsequential, are detrimental to the defining role of Hull-B. They set the tone of the ship. They arrest that streamlined structure with the cue of abruptness, perhaps a reminder that this is a cargo ship. We have defined the structural theme of the ship, the primary, secondary, tertiary design elements. Now let's get into some prominent design cues. When you look at the Hull-B, what is the first thing that catches your eye? Well, for me, it is the dual wing formation in the middle of the ship. The slight inverting tilt in both the upper and the lower wings creates a protective symmetry. If both the wings were of the same size, I don't think this would have looked this good. The striped decals on these wings we immediately relate with cargo hauling. Because in Star Citizen, you see these stripes on other ships like the Zeus CL and even inside our hangars. And even in the real world we live in, these stripes are immediately related with the industrial world. It shows you the power of the design. So to use these stripes to create a conscious connection in our brain that this is an industrial ship, very, very cool. What I like more about these decals is that they create beautiful symmetry by creating parallel lines with the rest of the design. Everything flows. If you go from the profile to the top, they align with the spoiler and the body and continue on the other side. I look at these wings as brothers, and there are two pairs of these brothers on this ship. There's one pair of brothers right here trying to reach out to one another, and there is this one bigger wing in the front, and its counterpart is at the rear of the ship. However, the rear wing is sort of underdeveloped. I wish it was more extended outwards to bring it more in line with the front wing. It just feels weak. In the front of the ship, I'm a big fan of this light. This shape, I just find it very, very appealing. They've gone with a dotted grid grille. They could have left this clean, or vertical stripes, or horizontal stripes. I think they picked the best option. This reminds me of the Hyundai Kona Electric. The smooth and the streamlined surfaces that you see on the whole ship, they just disappear in the rear. That's the thruster, the main grunt part of the ship. There is no cohesive design key here, but the symmetry is being created by the shape and the placement of the thrusters. The area that I like more from the rear of the ship is actually at the bottom. These bottom louvers. Do they do some kind of animation? Do they get in and come out? I really like this industrial aggressive design cue just hiding under the ship. The rear of the ship splits into two parts, the top and the bottom. And both of these metal covers act as if they are protecting the innards of the ship, the core thrusters area, as if when the ship goes into maintenance, the mechanics remove the top and the bottom bed and then they work on the engine. Now we know that doesn't really happen, but that's the impression I get from this. And these 5 vertical shafts connecting these two covers are as if gum holding these two pieces. It's like the mayonnaise inside two buns of a burger, which appears when you stretch them apart. Tell me that those 5 vertical shafts don't remind you of that. Is that the goo holding those two covers together? CIG designers? It's delicious. I can't unsee that now. Another beautiful design element is the top spoiler. Now this is not so curvaceous like the Freelancer series, but quite chamfered. However, it is perfect in alignment with the rear part of the ship, where the top of the ship actually becomes more chamfered and beveled rather than curvaceous. The front of the ship is slightly on a departure from the rear of the ship. The front of the ship is more pleasing aesthetically with smooth lines, but the rear is like, I mean business. More structure than curves, as if the front is form and the rear is functionality. Something very small that you might even miss on when you look at your Hull-B. These two circular chimneys going towards the guns. They're beautiful. These guns could be sticking to any surface, but they decided to create these sweeping chimneys to just sit the guns in. Beautiful. And if you're talking about the crazy attention to detail, I would like to show you this very small fixture on the side of the ship. There's a metal cage protecting what? Is it a light? What is it? What function does it have? But it's there and I appreciate it. It's these small details. And this is not particular to Hull-B. This happens to all Star Citizen ships. These small details are what makes Star Citizen ships so amazing. Now this is the part of the design which I appreciate the most. Pay attention to how this tapered curve on the wing connects to the body of the ship, and then it becomes part of the curve which started at the front of the ship. Genius, absolute genius. This is work of art, and if you look at it at a certain lighting angle, it's like the nerves hiding inside your muscle tissue. This projects strength, raw power hiding under the surface, and again, something HR Giga would be very proud of. If Giga created a ship in Star Citizen, I think he will work for MISC ships. Definitely going to work at MISC. And now my favorite part of the ship. This can be very subjective. These depressions in the front of the air ducts. I don't know what about them is so appealing. They remind me of muscle cars. They didn't need to be this long, but I do like that they're so long. They're extremely beautiful shapes and very erotic. I don't know why. I don't know. They're like these air scoops in some of the 90s muscle cars. They're very, very erotic, very sensuous. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. When you unfold the ship, and one of the most beautiful things is this complex animation that happens when the spindles open and the cargo grid deploys. I would like to point out that there is a slight delay between the front and the rear cargo grid. Now just for a second, imagine if there was no delay and both the cargo grids deployed at the same time. Definitely feasible. It's a game, but which one do you prefer? I really do prefer the delay. It's more organic and feels more realistic. Again, these small suggestions, they make these ships great and separate them from other ships and other vehicles in other space games. There's a beautiful cyan lighting that lights up the cargo grid, which is a very subtle thing, but it's beautiful, very moody. The ship also looks great with the cargo grid itself in its geometrical and beautiful design. But when you land with the cargo, that's where it comes to one of the design elements which I don't like about the Hull-B. I don't like the way this ship looks when it's landed. The landing gear is obtusely long. We know that this has been done so that you can load and unload the ship while it's landed, but that requirement has led them to raise the height of the ship quite a lot when it's landed. Now, if you try to put the cargo boxes on the grid, you'll see that they have done it to the absolute minimum that they needed to do, because I'm pretty sure even the designers were not happy about this. The oval streamlined body of Hull-B is in a strong contrast when it is in its landed shape. Landing gear itself is a nice design. I mean, we saw that as a sneak peek before the Hull-B was even released. But from a designer's point of view, I would have loved it if it sat closer to the ground. I mean, we have C1 for comparison. It's not like CIG doesn't do it. But yeah, in this case, functionality has taken over the form. I'm also not a fan of this bulge here in the rear, which is covering the rear thruster, I assume, in a design sense. In my head, if this had a smooth incoming, or if it had this smooth curvaceous bulge instead, it would be more in line with the rest of the ship's design. And I've already spoken about this wing. I think, yeah, this seems weak too. Okay, so no conversation about the interior. Yeah, look at the length of this video. I have a lot of thoughts on the interior as well, but I don't want to make this video any longer than this. So let's sum it up. I'm personally quite happy that in the case of Hull-B, they've gone quite far from the concept design. I mean, look at this. You can see the canopy of this concept reflect quite strongly in the Hull-A's design, but I'm happy that they have embraced the Starlancer's design DNA, which is more pleasing. I would love to have this design of a canopy being translated, as I've said before, in the Freelancer series as well, because I really like the Freelancer ships. Now you would think that this is the peak canopy design for the MISC ships that they have achieved, but I would like to remind you that there is a certain concept ship that exists called the Odyssey, because this canopy design is good, but the Odyssey's canopy, that's just meta. We'll talk about the Odyssey when it comes out, but I'm very happy and quite excited about this design direction of MISC. So Hull-B is neither too industrial nor too refined. It's true to its MISC DNA, and it serves the purpose of its gameplay loop. It's beautiful juxtapositions of these two worlds in one. It's beautiful, elegant, and yet mechanical. It's not too gaudy, not too ostentatious, just the perfect amount of salt. Hull-B is not a very big ship. Its stretched design makes it feel deceptively large. Yeah, it fits in the medium hangar even while fully stretched. And that's it. That's everything. I hope you enjoyed watching this kind of insight into the design elements. I'm enjoying my ships a lot more now that I'm doing these design reviews. Okay, I'm gonna do the spiel now. Well, share, like, and subscribe. Yes, do that. Share with the friends that you think will enjoy this kind of a design review. Do leave a reply. Tell me, do you hate the landing pad as well, or is it just me? What is your favorite design element of the Hull-B? Did I miss something cool? Something obvious? Let me know. I enjoyed the insightful replies under the Aurora Mark II video, and I enjoyed the conversations with each one of you. I read every reply, and that's why I'm saying Aurora Mark II and not MK2. There you go. Some of you who left your replies under the Aurora video, I don't know if you noticed or not, but you are actually Easter eggs in this video. Well, yeah, there you go. Now, I enjoy creativity. I enjoy art in every shape and form. My friend and star citizen, Devil D, has sent me this extremely cool low poly 3D model of the Hull-B. There's a beautiful story of how he got into 3D modeling and how he has been part of the development of this tool called PicoCAD 2. These are adorable, but they are 3D models created in extremely low resources. That's the genius of it. I will include Devil's write-up in the comment below so that you can read it. It's very long. I couldn't make it part of this video. If you have anything creative, any art that you want to share, please do. I will try to include it in the next video. And that's it. Put some stripes on your ship. They make you go fast.